2-8-10 for Nick.
And we're live. Here we go. Nick is, we're actually watching Nick bowl some league. Maybe the chat is disabled. I don't know. Usually we got some early.
Guys, he's playing the insight.
All right, pocket 2-pin.
Pocket 2-pin.
Pocket 2-pin. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like maybe the chat is disabled. I don't know how to fix that.
Nick, is that the insight?
Might have to.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
It's a Bradley insight. That's it.
I am having some issues.
So
The Bradley insight. Does that mean you like murdered it with surface by accident?
Yeah.
Huh. I think we might be having some chat. We might be having some chat issues right now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Should be good now. I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm running a contest for CoolWix. I can't wait until
Somebody type in the chat.
Well, we can't
Would you,
interact with
lowest
the
you got?
chat right now, so
Yeah, we're having some chat issues. Not sure what the heck is going on. We might need to cancel this and reboot.
No.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, my bad, guys. That was 100% my fault. I put it on available for kids, and that disables the chat. So now we're live.
This is made for kids.
Chris, they're saying you don't know how to work the live stream.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's little do they know it's me absolutely ruining everything.
75% of my streams start with me muted. So.
Nick, how many frames are we into league right now?
First one.
First one. One for one?
You did touch the headphone on that one.
No, well, yeah, kind of. Pocket 2-pin. Messenger it on the 10, though.
Oh, yeah. Those are big. Tomahawk?
Nick, so hypothetically speaking, if you were running a giveaway tonight, what would people have to do? Is it already too late to enter?
Yeah, I said 6:30 was a cutoff.
All right, boys. Well, what are you giving away? Tell us about it.
T-shirt from CoolWix.
T-shirt?
Yeah, any Storm T-shirt on CoolWix website. Just T-shirt.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
I said you had to guess my series without going over.
Without going over.
Yeah. I don't know what I average. I said in my post, I don't know if you saw it, that I can shoot 130.
Is this like you're just?
130. And I can also shoot.
I did see
300
that.
at any time.
So, I mean, that's 430, so you're averaging
We
like
never know what it's
215.
going to be.
And then the last game will be
You never know
190.
what it's
So all those people that guessed 700, yeah, that's way over.
Yeah,
So they're
678.
They're not going over.
678, that's what I'm feeling.
If I get 678 exactly, I'll go into
I'm going for the exact number.
streaming, and I'll get you 5 subs.
Let's go. 678. You guys heard it here.
Yeah.
Bang.
There's my brother.
I'm going to get 703. I got some confidence that we're going to get.
703? I am throwing this new
No
inside.
way
I don't
he
know
has
what
it
it
more than
does.
It seems like a good house shot ball. I watched Chris strike with it a million times, and Biondo absolutely loves his.
He can't hear it, though.
Well,
If only he could hear us. Ooh, we got a 652 up here.
652? I mean,
Possible.
you never know. You never know.
He says
We had a 2-pin, and he
I
also
think
said
Nick
he
would probably
never
think that's realistic.
So,
guys, I just 2-pinned again.
yeah, you just let the lanes come to you. Let the lanes come to you.
Oh, fun fact, this house shot up here, you can't get it to like 6 or 7.
Well then don't.
Well, what's the point of a house shot? No, it's a 2-3.
Fair.
The point of a house shot is to strike as many times as possible without opening your eyes.
Well, yeah, don't
That's
lefties
great
always
there.
do that?
That's what we do best.
All right, what's the new chat?
Chat, what's the move?
We do have
Back to
guests
back
coming in.
Back-to-back 2-pin. pins. I've sent it right both times.
But you got
We
good
got a
ball motion.
599. We got a 599, not a pin over. We got a 504 counting on you. I think these guys are guessing 2 game totals.
Yeah. Well, I can go 879, so I mean that's still out there. You never know.
Never know. So 599 is a pretty.
You're not out of wood yet.
I just want to let you know, this place you have to start at like 22, and the team I'm on started at 25. So they're already shimwrecking me. So they're in my head. And they're starting with 1,000 grit. So now they're more in my head.
All right, I'm going 487. Changing my guess.
I mean,
487 seems like a lot.
What's new with you guys?
Not a whole lot.
You get that
Not
new
a whole
press?
lot. What's up?
No new press for the shop? I know Mikey.
Now we got a new jig.
All right.
Yeah, we got a new jig. The press is running fine, but we got a new jig. They shipped it, and so we got the tri-oval and the 2 knobs on the side that lock it front to back. The one of them got damaged in shipping. It snapped off, so they have to send us a replacement one. So haven't been able to put it on the old press yet. Yeah. But they've been very quick about getting things to me and been awfully nice to deal with. So should be good.
As long as they don't give you any problems. I mean,
nah. I mean they never said.
What was there something?
It was my fault.
Was there something wrong with your old press, or was it just time?
No, just the jig on it was super old, and we've had to kind of manipulate some things just to like keep it working, and it's not a very convenient
Mikey was
press.
just greedy, wanted a new press.
Yeah,
Chris paid for it.
Yeah, just shell up $9,000 for a new tri-oval press. No biggie. No, it should be good. I'm excited for it. Finally, just need to obviously get that piece in, and then the labor part, the manual labor.
All right. Look at chat. They have to tell me what to do on this move.
What to do on this next shot?
Yep. Well.
Apparently that.
We got to move.
Yeah. You can stand in the same spot. I might have to move left. All right. Here we go. I'm nervous. Wish me luck.
Praying for you. Prayers up.
Back to back pocket 2 pins. I can't imagine. According to the PBA card in my wallet, I can't move right.
No, it's actually against the rules.
Yeah, it literally is. All right, so
31.2 rule B.
Guys, I missed the head pin 3 times in a row. So you know what that means?
My God. He just blocked it out.
Good.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
What am I bowling on, guys?
I don't know, but this is when you fake an injury.
My knee hurts.
Yeah, this is when you start like grabbing up your handy.
Oh my gosh.
Something like there's something wrong. Just play it off.
Have you tried looking at your hand after you throw the ball? Maybe.
Yeah. Of course, it hooks more there than when I actually throw it. You right there, bud?
Oh.
Right.
Oof.
I don't know.
I mean,
guys, it's
ball
okay.
changing. What are we throwing now?
Volatility torque.
Volatility torque. That's the crazy colored one.
Going to an ASIM Pearl instead of the ASIM Fiber.
My last ball change is the fast pitch.
The fast pitch. How many balls did you bring to league? That's the test of a true league bowler. How many did you bring in?
They don't work, and this is why I don't go league.
Oh, yeah, same. That's why I just watch people from the pro shop.
League is where I gain all of my confidence before going out on tour.
I know.
I will say we bowled. So on Tuesday night, I like pre-bowled for league in the middle of the day because I didn't think I was going to show up. And then I heard that there were like some sweepers after league, and they're 1-game sweepers, no warm-up. And I came in literally with no warm-up. Everybody else had just finished bowling league, and I'm coming in cold. The worst idea I've ever had. I came out throwing at 13 miles an hour, feeling like I was going to throw my back out.
That's funny.
Is that the injury I need to fake right now? I gotta go home.
Yeah, I would give it a couple limps, and then once you strike, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe
you worked out the old hammy after.
I have 44 in the third on a house shot. Like, please, anyone chat. What do I do here?
Here we go. Larry Harris is wondering what you're doing. Josh Green says 599 is way too high, and this guy wants to switch 2 numbers from 740 to 470. I still think you're getting to 700.
It's 230.
They're definitely not helping you. They're just roasting you.
Yeah.
We need a good move.
Today is National Roast Day.
Oh, this is what we do, Nick. If you take your shirt off, strikes will come.
It's guaranteed, and it's mental against the other opponent.
Nick,
what the hell do I do?
What was the lowest guess on your post? That's my question.
Pontus said 394.
Oh, I did see that. He said like 3 something. Yeah, 394.
Yeah, but no one likes Pontus.
No. Guys, Nick needs an actual move. He actually needs help.
Actually needs help.
Here we go. Ball change.
The league rep.
We're thinking about you, Nick. When you come back, we're going to ask for you to square the camera off a little bit so we can see you bowl as well.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers. I don't even know. What do I do here?
Move left, throw it slower, hit it harder.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what we call flush.
Look at that. I'm striking out the rest of the night. What do you need it? Like that?
Yeah, that's better. That's way better. So who's on your team? Is it just like some random guys?
So you wouldn't know any of them. I know one of them was my high school coach.
Yeah.
And then the other one runs a jersey service company up here. And then my brother. I'm just a sub. Are you
on Team Jersey? Is that you?
No.
You're not on the other team? There's a team where you are with like matching jerseys right now.
That's not me.
That's not you?
That's not me.
So you're on CoolWix staff now? Is that the giveaway? Is that basically what it's doing?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty good over there.
Shout out to Sean Ryan. He just gave me an email. I said, sure, welcome aboard.
He hooked you up. That's pretty sweet, man. That's pretty sweet. These guys tend to do a lot of work.
Yeah. Hopefully I can get my design created. Make my own shirt. I don't know. I wish I was more the creative type, you know?
Yeah, I feel that way sometimes.
To the left gutter. Not from the left gutter. Throw it to the left gutter.
Not from it. To it.
There you go. You know, I've actually guttered in the left gutter before in a tournament. In a college tournament.
You got a loft
I don't know
attempt?
what it is with me and gutters. Like I just find a way.
Gutters and one point.
It was my sophomore year in college. We're in sectionals in Fort Worth. And that place, it's City Lane. I don't know if you've ever bowled there. It hooks a lot. And we had the 64 games, obviously, 32, and then everyone just plays 6 left on the second day.
Get it right away, just cause.
Yeah. And so we're like suitcasing it. Literally, my release is like this: just cut it out 3-pin. One just
from deep.
Yeah, and one just caught the edge of the gutter, and then we ended up losing. We ended up taking second in sectionals by like 2 pins to Wichita State. But it's
This was down in Dallas.
Yeah.
USA Bowl, that place. You said. Where was this?
City View.
City View. Dude, I would say.
City View.
I think all the centers in Dallas just fly.
Yeah.
Like literally all of them.
That's where Dell has one of the shops. City View. Yeah, I have Dell there.
City View things.
Yeah. Shout out to, hopefully all the bowlers are safe in Fort Worth. Did you guys see that accident?
Yeah, it was like 70-some cars or 100 cars.
35? Was it more?
Yeah, no, it was like 70-some, I think.
Holy.
Wait, where was this?
Fort Worth
On
35.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was crossed and people like just braked hard, but there was like at 10 in the morning or something like that, like a 35 car pileup I saw a video of a semi going at least 45, 50 miles an hour and rammed into the back of still cars.
Yeah, there were like trucks and vans on top of the semi.
It was bad.
They got thrown up and they were on top of it. It was nuts.
Yeah, hopefully, there was probably, I think there's 10 plus deaths already.
Yeah, Jesus. I think the last time I saw it was 5 or something like that. So, but I'm sure it's definitely going to be more.
Hopefully no bowlers,
For sure.
Whoever said he needs to learn how to pick up a 10-pin, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Someone in the background Someone in the background where you're at says, I need to learn how to pick up a 10-pin. And I'm thinking, like, man, even I missed a 10-pin in the league the other day.
Pretty sure that was my old coach that said that. Did you say that, Gary? What? I need to pick up my 10-pin? Yep, it was.
Yeah, man's spitting facts.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get one here. Any tips for getting out of your head when you're mentally stuck? I'm going to put Nick on mute for a second. Any tips for getting out of your head when you're mentally stuck?
Yeah, I think people handle it a little differently. Trying to kind of fall back on what you know and what you're used to, I think is a big proponent, because there's obviously something has changed in whether it be physically that is causing the mental, or just if it's just something mental, then obviously that might be a little bit different. But there's something that's probably changed, obviously, in your game that is maybe giving you some doubts, or not, not getting the results that you want. So just trying to go back to the basics and almost kind of, start fresh and hit the reset button. Yeah,
something I like to do is I'll put Nick on, but like when I was bowling, I went through a rough stretch, and I would consistently go back to, the things that I really did feel comfortable in doing. I was practicing throwing it hard for so long, and I just kind of got lost. My game changed a little bit, and after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me practice on a house shot this week. I'm gonna throw it a little slower. I'm gonna throw my favorite balls just to get a little confidence back, and then go back to practicing those few things that. So I think mentally, a lot of it's just about confidence. And maybe, like Chris said, you're trying to implement something new that might not be tournament ready yet, and it might get you stuck. But just going back to what maybe getting to your favorite part of the lane, or practicing at your favorite bowling alley again would help. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nick, you ever been mentally stuck?
Yeah, I am right now.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I'm going through
like bowling league.
Well, yeah, I just 2-pinned for the 3rd time. But yeah, I'm going through some physical changes that I worked with Sean with, and it's like at the point where it's close, but it's not ready, like you said.
Yeah.
And your mental game just kind of is you question your mental game, you question the changes. But I know if I keep working at it, it's gonna help me in the long run.
It's like you know you can be better. And
and I'll tell you, after the Bradley, I took 3 days off, and it's okay to take days off if you're mentally out of it. It really is okay. But then, you know, once you're ready to get back at it, hit it hard, and you know, patience.
Yeah. What are you changing right now?
He wants me to use my legs more.
Okay.
Legs bowling.
Yeah.
So one of the things he told me to do is push your weight up. So to me, it feels like it's going up above my head, but it's actually going dead straight.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then he wants me like to get my legs in the 3, 4, 5 stuff. Keep that shoulder, the right shoulder loose. Drive with the leg.
Instead of getting a little tighter and throwing it with the arm.
Whenever I need it, I get hunched over. And my push weight goes left. Everything follows left in the ball street right. But that's how I slow curve it, you know?
Yeah, it is how you slow curve it. I would say you're definitely good at that. That's for sure. I'm putting Nick on mute again. Let's answer a couple more. What are the easiest ways to tell when you have too much surface on a bowling ball? Well, if you watch Nick Bowl League, maybe he has too much surface because he keeps two-pinning. I don't know. He'll answer when he comes back. But it's tough. It's hard to read ball motion. But Chris, you got anything good?
Yeah, I think you got to really pay attention to the way your ball goes through the pins. Typically, a ball that isn't hooking early enough doesn't deflect as much through the pins because it usually will have some energy going through the pins. And one that has too much surface and is bogging down or hooking too early and puking, I guess is the word we typically use down lane. It really deflects. You know, if you're righty, it's deflecting through the right, lefty deflecting to the left as it goes through the pin. So it's not exiting the pin deck the way you want it to. So I think that's probably a big thing. I mean, and it may not even be a surface thing. It could just be your ball hooking too early, but it's the same concept.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I have too much surface on my ball because my ball's really.
I would agree.
I can't do any.
I would also agree.
That ball's its house. That should get 9 at least. Hit the flag. It shouldn't be rolling out like this.
Did you buck it?
The 4 fell, so 2 for 5 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I'm not sure if that rolled out hard enough. That's the crazy thing. Like when I bowl league, I bring a bunch of shiny balls, and whenever I bowl a tournament, I'm like allergic to shiny ball reaction. Just absolutely allergic.
The ball I really want is with Chris Craven right now. Going down to Florida next week.
What ball would that be?
Rubicon UC2.
That one looks pretty good.
Everyone in our group chat says they hate it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, my roommate says he hates it, but honestly, when he throws it, I think it looks good. He just doesn't like to see that. Like, it's a pearl ball that looks like it rolls forward.
I don't see that. My ball gets kicked left. I thought it was close, and this is what I see. I thought it was very similar motion to like a code black.
Okay. Chris, you a fan of yours, or?
I haven't drilled one. I've thrown Mikey's, but obviously it has a giant switch grip hole in the bottom of it. So I don't really know. I mean, it definitely does seem like it wants to be a little more forward down lane, which I think it's got its time and its place, but I think it kind of is going to have a similar time as the nuclears. Like certain people are seeing it super angular down lane, but I think a majority of people are seeing it more forward down lane.
Yeah.
It probably could be because I'm not throwing it the greatest and I have a little more rotation than normal.
Yeah.
I need to get out on tour. I need to get forward again.
Yeah.
You're going to spend it a whole month? Spending basically a month down in Florida on tour, so.
Yeah, I know. I need it. It's crazy when you actually miss something. You're like, wow, I never thought I'd miss it. Like, yeah, get me out there.
Put me back in that moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to flat 10 when I bowl when I go on half clubs. I flat 10, I'm like, that's definitely striking when I go on tour. So I'm good.
I love going out on tour and then coming back and bowling like a house shot tournament and just thinking that like I can never miss again in my life. I'm like, wow, I'm so accurate. And then I'll bowl like a month on these house shots and lose everything that I had. I was hitting my target. Now I don't know where it's going off my head. Nick, this one's for you. One-handed. What's the best way to stay under the ball at release point?
Finger pressure. A lot of people use, it's weird, a lot of people use the ring finger more forward. For me, I use the neck. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. Honestly.
When he finds out, I'll let you know.
I think the best way is just bowl two-handed.
Yeah, honestly. Take your thumb out. You don't have to worry about it. There's a little trick that I learned is if you want to get more forward, like start your ball like right here. Like your ball's right here and you start it. The only way it can go is this way, and then you stand underneath it.
Okay.
That's what I try to do, but then yeah. So here we go again. I have to actually hit the ball and leave.
All right. I'm killing his mic. It's getting loud. I'm forcing my follow through sometimes and wondering if I should bend my elbow a little more in my downswing. That's like a super pro trick in my mind, like bending the elbow a little bit. I think you can definitely mess your game up a little bit if you do it the wrong way. Then you just have like this big hitch. But that's just kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, that's definitely a good way to create revolutions and being able to stay underneath the ball. But it looks easy because the guys are really good at doing it, but it is not an easy thing to do. That is for sure. So that would take a long time to master pretty well.
All right. What did you guys average in high school?
A long time ago for me.
Same. I know though. I know that.
Actually, I think I remember.
We didn't bowl singles. We bowled Baker only.
You bowled Baker only? That's super cool, actually.
Yeah, we bowled matches against teams every Saturday. Best of 5, but you bowled a 5-5-1.
Nice.
What was your like team? You know, like your team average?
I know we had the highest, so we were above 200.
Yeah.
It was me, my brother, and sister, and then 2 others. We had a left.
So just some studs.
Yeah.
The fighting Pates.
Yeah.
Who's the best out of the Pates?
Right now, tonight, my brother.
What about if you had to pick your brother or your sister to bowl doubles with on the U.S. Open shot? Who would you pick?
Probably my sister. Isn't that what the Lucy is?
Are you bowling the Lucy with your sister?
Hoping to, yeah.
All right. Chris, do you know what you averaged in high school?
So I actually didn't bowl for 2 years prior to bowling for high school. And then when I started my freshman year, I think I was like, I want to say like 205, 207, something like that. And then I think my senior year, I was low 230.
Sheesh. I was like 120 my sophomore year. Moved all the way up to like maybe $140 my junior year. Maybe like hit 160 my junior year, 180, somewhere in that range. Yeah, big moves. I think by the end, I think he's trying to talk to us and he doesn't know we can't hear him.
No,
but yeah, I think by the very end of my senior year, I was averaging like 203. And then I just came to college and prayed on it. Looking good.
That was my first double.
Nick, Nick, 2 in a row.
2 in a row. On that note,
Nick, if you Go ahead.
No. Finish the thought. I was just saying I was going to.
If you had to guess your own 3-game score, what would it be?
My own 3-game score after tonight?
Right before you leave, guess your own 3-game score, and you have to come within 5 pins.
Now that I know what to do, I'm going to shoot 7-14.
7-14. You heard it here first. And on that note, peace.
See you guys.
Take it easy.
All right, now that it's not noisy in the background, let's dance. Oh, can I send Packy or Chris my layout for some suggestions? I'm two-handed. Yeah, you can always, if you DM either of us, I'm sure we'll be able to help you out. I would say if you have a knowledgeable guy in your pro shop, somebody that you trust in your pro shop, I don't think us being two-handed is going to be much different than, a guy who watches you bowl all the time and would really know a ball and layout that might fit your game.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the guy in the pro shop knows your PAP, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, really. I mean, unless you have a outlandish, awkward PAP, or you have really bad issues going over the finger holes, then it can kind of get a little tricky. But if you don't have any of those issues, then it's not really any different than laying a ball out for a one-hander.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm a two-hander and struggle with getting low and sliding. Any tips? I always seem to hurt myself. If you always seem to hurt yourself, I would say either don't do it, or in my mind, I think getting low and sliding is pretty important. So I would just say do it a little slower. Don't try and go up there and say, I'm going to be 90-degree knee bend and I'm going to try it first time I ever do it full speed. I would say go up there, some drills. But if it's something that just hurts your knee, we all have our limits. I would say if it's hurting your knee, or if you're kind of falling over and it's killing you, just do as best you can without pushing the limits and hurting yourself. Because the worst thing you can do is hurt yourself and then not be able to bowl for a couple of weeks, or not be able to throw it the same as you used to.
Yeah, I think biggest thing is try it with drills first and then work your way back to a full approach. For sure.
100% agree with that. Is the Lucy happening? Yeah, I think so.
I know, yeah.
As of right now, yes. Who's your partner, Chris?
Brie Cote.
Good partner. You just won a title.
Yes. And
fresh
you were
off the
bowling
title. I'm bowling with right now Sierra Kanemoto. I bowled with her 2 years ago. She bowls league a couple times a week. She keeps telling me to get a new partner. I don't know. Yeah, she's we're going for the biggest height difference in the field. I think she's barely 5 feet. She's not 5 feet. She's 4'11", 4'10".
You don't be that nice to her.
She's 4'11", I think, 4'10" maybe, and I'm 6'4". So we're going for the biggest height difference in the field. If we're going to win anything, that's it.
For sure.
We got Mr. 300 in here. Chris, how crazy was shooting 300 on TV? How crazy was it?
It was cool. I mean, obviously it's awesome to be, there's only been 29 others. So I mean, it's pretty sweet to be down in history, but it was weird because it was probably one of the least nervous I've been for a 300. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird.
You got up there and you were like, I got this, whatever.
Well, the first one, it was terrible, by the way, terrible. But it struck. So I mean,
you're on TV. I don't expect them all to be perfect when you're going for Trey.
But the thing was, I needed a mark to win the game.
Yeah.
That was my thought process. I said, just make a good one. If you leave something, spare it, you're good. And through the first one, I wasn't good, but it struck. So I was like, all right, whatever. And
game over. Winner.
Yeah. Yeah, literally in my head, I'm like, sick. I won. Game over. Go up, throw the next one. Strikes. And I get up and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to shoot 300. And then throw it and was like, sick. I was pumped for sure. But
that was pretty sweet to see you show some emotion up there. Get all hyped.
Felt a little awkward, I'll be honest.
I loved it. I loved
it. But I mean, yeah, it was obviously it's pretty awesome. But yeah, it was just a weird like in the moment, it was almost like, why am I not nervous? But it was good. Yeah, I mean, I was more worried about just winning the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. This is something that you do hear the announcers talk about a lot, for sure. Like how a 300 can actually affect you poorly on TV. Like if it's not the champion, obviously championship match doesn't matter. You're not going to bowl another game. But how do you think it affected you?
None. I mean, I feel like I'm really good at. Well, I'm better now, but I'm definitely. I've always been really good at managing my highs. Like I don't really ever get too high. Like what you saw on that show, it's about as pumped as I'll ever get. Unless it's a team event, a different side of me comes out. But for a singles event, for a singles event, that's probably the most you'll ever see me get excited. My issue was always managing the lows, and I've gotten considerably better at that. But I've never really had any issue like moving forward from a 300 or like I said, I think that was what made it a little easier for me after, is because I was so focused on just winning the game. Once I won the game, everything else was like, like that's sweet. Like it's cool. Like obviously I wanted it. I'm very happy that I got it. But at the same time, I was like, if I don't get it, like it's cool. Like I'm still bowling the next match. Like I'm still moving on. I still have a chance to win the tournament. So that was like just having that goal, looking at that goal rather than, I just shot 300. And then for the next 5 frames, I'm like, man, that was so cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Like this guy should let me win because I just pulled 300. Like, no, like, it's not how it happens. Like
if only that was how it happened.
You start at 0, you bowling against a new opponent. That game literally never happened. So
yeah, exactly. That is pretty sweet. And are there 29 other people that did it, or are there 29 other scores?
So I've kind of seen different people say different things. I've seen that I was the 30th 300. So I know Rash has 2, and I know Frankie has 2.
Bob Learn's got a couple, right?
Not on TV.
Not on TV?
There's 1. And I think he has the scoring record for a TV
show. Scoring record on TV.
But
did that get broken by anybody in Florida?
No. The highest, I'm going to shut up now. But no, it did not get broken in Florida. But I'm trying to gather my thoughts here before I say anything stupid.
You're like, no, he didn't. But hold on, maybe.
It didn't. But no, there's 2 other people with Rash and Frankie that have 2. So I guess there's 28 individuals that have a 300. 2 have 2.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Pretty, I mean, it's crazy that, this is what, the 64th, 5th year of the PBA, and to only have 28 people. I mean, they're going to obviously become a little bit more frequent just with technology and all that stuff. That
scores are just higher.
It's easier to shoot 300 now for sure, but at the same time, it's not easy.
At the same time, you're still on TV in front of a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
This is my chance to absolutely plug the membership and say, if you sign up for our tier 2 membership, I will 100% grab some. I think I have like oranges in the fridge, and I will juggle on the channel, on the stream now.
You're in the profile pic. Look at that.
I'm literally in the pic. That's sick.
Super fan.
I remember these guys were in Indianapolis cheering me on, and I remember it was these guys. It was one of the craziest tournaments because I was bowling doubles with Tim Foy, and I shot like 220. They were watching me. They had some signs, and they had my name on them. And it was the first time I'd really had people watching me that like knew who I was at a PBA event. And like there's always fans that like kind of know who you are. But these kids were like actually fans of me, which it was like one of the first events. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like people are literally cheering for me the whole time. And I shot like 220 or 210 the first game. And I was like, yeah, I was like pretty good. And they're like, hey, nice game. And I'm like, yeah, just going to get a little bit better every game. and I go like 220, 230, 240, like 6, 248, 250, 260. And like through the 8-game block, I went like 430 over with like literally every game I would come back and I'd be like, all right, just a little bit better next game. And every next game would be like literally just a little bit better. That was a cool event. And these guys, again, subscribe to our membership. Every time someone subscribes, and I'll do something cool. I don't know what it is, but I'll figure it out. Because you can get a free ball. Packy, I like throwing urethane and reactive on house shot. Which should I use to get the best look out of both? Don't throw urethane on house shots because I hate it. I think it ruins the lane. But the best look out of both, practice and figure out what works, what helps you strike more, what doesn't. I don't know. Chris, you're also a house master.
Oh God, not nearly like you, but I just think the ceiling of urethane on house is so much lower than the ceiling of reactive on house. So I just feel like you're limiting like your potential by throwing urethane on house. Because like, yeah, I mean, you could shoot 250, 260 the first game, like of course, but like you're gonna start, carrying a little bit less as the day goes on, because it's gonna either force you a little further left, or it's just gonna use its energy earlier and not hook down lane. So
100%.
You're just gonna have to rely on getting all the off hits, which I mean, it's possible for a block, but
yeah,
just over time, it's not going to strike nearly as much as reactive.
I agree. I think, like just right along the lines you said, the house shot, this goes hand in hand. Not exactly what you said, but the house shot's the time to take the risk. The lanes are giving you something easy, so I always look for a riskier ball reaction, something that snaps a little harder down lane. That I know I'm not looking for the flat 7 control the pocket hit. I'm looking for the messenger 8. And maybe I'll split once, but I know if I split once, I can also counteract that with 11 other strikes every once in a while.
Yeah.
What's the craziest style you've seen over the years? Novak, obviously being a crazy one, and very, very successful at it.
Yeah, I've bowled against Novak a ton, just being in Ohio, but probably not on tour. I've bowled against the Chinese Taipei spinners. The dude that bowls backwards. I think Jim, I think is his name. Yeah, I mean, obviously the dude that bowls backwards, that's about as crazy as you can get. And then just watching the spinners like go about how they bowl is pretty interesting. Just like the deflection and the angles that they're trying to create. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I've never even seen that in person. Haven't been bowling long enough, but I would say the craziest style, and you're probably gonna laugh when I say this, but DJ Archer, my man, it's not crazy. It's just like a little unconventional. It's like slow. He lofts it. He hits it hard, and like
Swaggy,
you're always like, yeah, it is. And you always look up and you're like, there's no way. And then you see him like in 5th, and you're like, wait, what? How's he in 5th right now? He's throwing it like 10 miles an hour.
Swagging all over the lane is what he's doing.
Yeah, you have like an 11 bagger and walk back like nothing's up.
Then you got like guys like Tim Cagle, kind of shoves it from the chest.
Yeah,
like a lefty type deal.
Yeah,
that's an interesting one. I've seen a couple of guys kind of do the same thing. There's actually a guy that bowls the league here in Columbus that does the same thing, kind of shoves it from his chest. So,
yeah, I don't think we have any. We got a guy out here in Wichita who bowls league, and he bowls backup sometimes. And he'll throw a good backup ball, and he'll just go and shoot 700 one night, and then he'll throw it. He's got like 450 revs, or probably like 400 revs, like clean off of his hand. And then one night I'll just walk in and I'll see him throw it back up, like same thing, clean off his hand, like probably gets like 50 or 100 less revs, but it's crazy to watch and just show up and be like, oh, he's throwing it back up tonight. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do it, you can do it.
John Shroka, I am just going to go out there and call you out and say some of my best purples have 9s on them. I don't think it actually matters. Like, yes, the 7s supposedly hook more, but I think it's just because of the time of use that those bowlers got out of them. I think the more you use it, the more it will hook. And what pattern should I use it on?
I can't comment on this.
The purple hammer. It's a purple hammer, so I'll just say use it on all the patterns except house shots.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
These are beats.
These are beats.
Trying to roast his headphones? Come on.
It's pronounced headband, and yes.
Are these my headphones?
Yeah. SWAT team locked down the freeway. This is a long time ago. I'm still trying to catch up. We got a lot.
That was the. We're talking about the crash.
And is on why the thigh of my slide leg always hurts when bowling. It's so bad to the point it hurts to walk back to my seat. Only happens when bowling. I'm not like a doctor. I'm not like a doctor. Yeah, I would say probably it might just tweak something. Like if it's the thigh, that's like a muscle thing. I would say you probably just tweak something. Might need some time off. Might need to stretch.
Yeah, it's hard to say without seeing you.
Kicking him out of here. What's the average amount of games played to make a TV show? This is a really good question.
Yeah, I mean, it varies quite a bit. Like the majors, like U.S. Open, World Championships, those are all 56 to get to the show. But like this past one for the regional finals, it was 28. I think 28 is probably 30 is probably an average. We have some that are kind of short to get to a show, but then we have, I would say majority are probably in the mid 30s.
I would say mid 30s and then majors 50s, 40s, high 40s, low 50s. I never bowled well in high school, so this is a Chris question.
I had no idea what I was doing in high school. Well, I kind of did, not really, but like I started helping out with the pro shop and asked a billion questions. I probably annoyed the crap out of the guy that worked the pro shop. But just literally all I did was watch YouTube videos, go and practice, try to implement. Like that was obviously when Belmo and Oscu were really big in the two-handed world, and there wasn't really much out there for two-handers. So I watched every single Belmo video on YouTube, every single Oscu video on YouTube, and I watched what they did and tried to emulate that in my game. If it worked, then I kept it. If it didn't, then I didn't do it anymore. And then started to get a little bit better, and then I just started bowling tournaments and, trying to bowl in the tougher conditions any chance that I could. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a gradual growth. I mean, like the house shot stuff in high school, like, it's kind of hit and miss. Like, they're not too difficult for the most part, unless, you have a hard house that you bowl in. I think it's just more experience, trying to get, as much experience as you can.
Yeah, it's all about bowling, asking questions, and being willing to learn. Like when you ask your pro shop guy, hey, how do I do this? He probably knows. And at least will have more information than a high school kid who's still trying to learn the game. It's his job to drill people balls. He's at least been around the game for probably 10 years at least on that sort of level. So I'll just ask your coach, ask other high school kids that do average high, and just be willing to try and fail. Like Chris said, he tried a lot of things in high school, and some of them worked, some of them didn't.
That were terrible. Some I still do. So
exactly. That was a good one. Also, this was a new member only request, but I mean, if we get some new members, I mean,
You got to give people what they want.
Will you guys be out at Junior Gold 2021? If so, Chris, would you be my rep? I bowl the storm balls. That's a heavy request right there.
That's a heavy request. That's a heavy one. No, I probably won't be at Junior Gold unless Storm asks me to go out and work it. But yeah, I would be at Storm's mercy, so I would be working for them. So I would not be able to rep any individual bowlers.
I'm going to go out and probably say the same thing. I will only be there if really Brunswick needs me there or wants me to go there. And at that point, I'll.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can give you guys advice, but like, we can't follow you around game by game and be like, hey, I think you need to change balls. I think you need to move. But like, if you're like, hey, like, I bowled bad today, you know, like, what should I try to do better tomorrow? Yeah, like, yeah, we can give you a little 5-10 minute talk, give you a little some advice.
Yeah,
but
if you come up and ask us a question, if you come up and ask a question, we'll always answer. It's the average number. Can you guys talk a bit about where the oil track on your ball is? I've yet to hear this question in my life, so this is a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would need to ask a question as to what. I mean, I guess I don't know where this is going, because like it basically is like it just determines your PAP, and that basically is what the ball driller uses to
give layouts.
Yeah, layouts and all that stuff. But obviously, like if you're super far away from your fingers, you're probably spinning it a little bit more because your hand's going to be on top of it. So the ball, not nearly as much of the ball is coming in contact with the lane. So typically those people, ball really flies through the front part of the lane and tends to hook more down lane. And then the closer you get to the fingers, more of the ball comes in contact with the lane, and it tends to be a little bit more of a heavy roll and wants to hook a little bit earlier. So I think a majority, could be wrong, but I would guess a majority of the people on tour are going to be closer to their fingers because, on tour, you're trying to get your ball into a roll a little bit earlier to control the pattern. So that would be, I guess, I hope that's what you're asking. I mean, it's kind of worded a little odd that I think that's what he was asking. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Mine, like if you're asking what ours is, mine's pretty close to my fingers.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people asking like, how do I get it off of my fingers? And I think sometimes that's a layout thing. Sometimes it's just need to get your hand a little more inside the ball. But
majority of the time, it's not a layout thing, but some occasions it is.
Yeah, it only happened for me.
Layouts, you can get it off with layouts, but it usually stems from the release.
Not great ball roll. Hey, what is I feel like I've seen this question 18 times. Guys, it's coming. It's on its way. It's just a little slow, Life's been busy. I've had the review sitting in the inbox waiting to get reviewed. Here we go. Either you guys throw a mean backup ball. I gave up a long time ago. I gave up.
I wouldn't say it's mean, but I can do it. Not nearly as good as Simo doing it, but I can do it.
Same. I can get it rolling that way, and it's okay. Like I do it on my spare shots when they're short. I always give it a little bit of a cutter. But I think as a lefty, it's very pointless because when the left side's shut out, you got to play like fourth arrow as a right-hander and somehow create good ball roll backup. And I don't think that's possible.
You got to get the backup, slow wheel, super
500
steep
rev rate.
Yeah.
Swing it like dead across your body.
Yeah,
it's just not my game. It's just not my game. I thought holding my ball way too high until I saw Chris Vi. You're doing the same thing. Great ball, mate. This guy's from Germany. Who else holds it really high? Who holds it the highest on tour nowadays?
Nowadays? Probably Norm.
I mean, in terms of height from the ground, no.
No,
but
yeah, for sure. Maybe Wes.
Norm.
Even though he holds it low. Norm's pretty high.
Norm does hold it like pretty at the shoulder, kind of. Who else? Who else? Norm's like the only one I can think of. Like Barnes doesn't hold it that high. Rash, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't think it's as high as it used to be.
No,
Osku on spare shots.
I think Rash is about high as mine.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to that stuff. It's hard for me. All these serial number purple questions. I have no idea what that means.
We're going down the hole.
We're going down the rabbit hole of, does this purple hook more than others? Would you recommend an asymmetric solid ball for a high ref player on house shot or a symmetrical solid?
Symmetrical solid.
Kind of hit it on it earlier, like
even close.
Riskier ball motion, balls that are a little snappier tend to be better on house shots. So a symmetrical ball would definitely fit that a little better. Solid balls I like to use on house shots because I can just like pipe it up 10 or 15 to 10 and never have it hook like too much off the friction. But solid balls are good. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Yeah. Give us a little peek at that. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. Oh, God. Wrong person.
Oh, God. Bang.
Fresh couch. Okay.
Let's go. Yeah. Fresh couch, too. Love it. 10K was not used for the couch, but
it was used for the drill bit, the jig.
Yeah. Part of it. Yeah.
I really don't slide at all. Thanks for the idea. Sliding is definitely important. Big time. Yeah, was this the same guy that said his leg hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That definitely could be from not sliding. Definitely could be from that. Making your spares is important regardless. Do you think this is a question I had a long time ago, and I've surveyed a couple different people. Do you think spares are more important on house shots or more important on sport shots? Like if the scoring pace is 2-0, do you think it is more important to make your spares, or if the scoring pace is 250?
I would say 2-0 because you're shooting more of them. That would be the only, I mean, they're equally as important, but you're probably shooting more if the scoring pace is 2-0. So
yeah,
if you have the same percentage, then you're going to miss more on the 2-0.
Fair. I would say, yeah, I would agree with that. If your percentage is the same, yes, it is way more important on 2-0. But if you're like talking about missing one, I think it's more important on the 240 or 50 pace because you like are forcing yourself to strike, whereas you could catch a break and double. But I definitely would think it's probably equally important.
Yeah, if you're going percentage wise on the 2-0, if you're going just a single pin miss, then probably the 250.
Is there another form of 300 game reward for shooting one on TV other than the money bonus?
I got quite a few fist bumps and high fives, couple attaboys.
Coley loved it, I'm sure.
Coley loved it. You could hear her scream on TV if you were paying attention.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She's young, but she is a mom, but she's like the tour mom.
Yeah.
Like, she literally wants everyone to strike every single shot.
Yeah. Like, when I was bowling Kevin left the split and she was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's legitimately devastated when people open.
He gave it a run and she's like, all right, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. She's legitimately like the biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, it's awesome because she truly is like just rooting for everybody. Yeah, I'm thinking like, I can't believe she just said that. And then I strike and she's like, all right, Packy, yeah.
That's
like,
right.
Okay. She's like, good job. You'll get him next time. Pro emotion all day. Disagree, but Chris probably agrees with you.
I didn't like it too much.
Trend?
Complete honesty. Trend, I think I need to drill another one. I drilled mine like to get pretty far down the lane and be a little more skid flippy, and kind of gave me some over under, and it didn't really fit what I wanted to do. So, I've seen a lot of people's look really good. It just, the one I drilled didn't end up, I think I made it too long and too flippy. So even I tried to touch it with surface, it just kind of still wanted to do the same thing. So I think I just didn't give it the old best layout. But I've seen a lot of people. Obviously Frankie's absolutely crushed him with it. So
yeah, I agree with that. Do you guys spin the ball instead of roll it to trick it when the lanes get tough? It's a good question.
I roll it.
I would say more. It's almost the opposite. Yeah, it's just even more roll and picking balls that roll. So it's like a both.
Go from
like how can I get the
super more roll?
How can I get the ball to hook the least? And when it hooks the least, it's going to hook like all in the first like 30, 35 feet of the lane.
Where the oil is.
Yes, because once you get it spinning and you get it going crazy down lane, that's when the lanes get even tougher. Instead of trying, like when the front's hook, I could see it, but even then, you just really got to control the pocket. Leaving flat tens when they're hard is devastating, and at the same time, an absolute blessing that you hit the pocket.
Yeah.
Jacob Lozo, what is the best 3-ball arsenal?
Very person dependent.
I'm just going to give you the worst answer possible and say the 3 that strike. Sorry, 2 that strike, 1 that makes spares.
2 that strike and 2 that strike and a spare.
Physically cannot go without a spare ball. I can. It just will be a guaranteed 15 to 20% lower on spare shots. Jason Harry, thick bowling today. I don't know what that score added up to, but 10 strikes in a row is a lot regardless. So thumbs up to you. Congrats. Russia. Shoot, I knew it because we had this guy on the chat earlier, and I said he was from Germany earlier.
It's always popping. Always popping in the chat.
Always popping. What time is it in Russia? Let us know. Let us know, because I don't know. It's easy to find out. Hey Siri, what time is it in Russia? There's a million time zones. That's a horrible question.
Say super small country, so definitely only one time zone.
Well, if he's in Moscow, it's 4:48 a.m. So props to you for being up, but I hope it's later than that.
Well, Moscow's in the west, so if it's in the east, it'd be later in the day. So.
Okay,
that would be later in the day. So if he's in the
east, said in the east. You said in the east, and your hand moved the other way because it's mirror, and I was like,
"Oh yeah." My bad. East.
What's your most common physical? Oh, God, what's your most common physical mistake under pressure?
Me, I get quick with my downswing and get steep into the lane. That's my actually the first frame and the third frame of my 300, both that miss. Luckily, I got them on line to where they still struck, but typically that miss is a little forward off my hand and a little to the right, which 2-pin, 210, 2.8, something along those lines. So that's my miss.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, my most common fit. I don't think I make like a common physical mistake under pressure.
You're just perfect.
I'm not perfect. I think it's a different miss every time. What is it? It's not looking at my target. No, in all honesty, my biggest, I hit the 1 board instead of the 2. My most common physical mistake, probably just rushing my shot, like getting up there, getting excited, and not taking my time and not going through the same process that I went through during the tournament or during game 1 instead of game 8 when I need them. Stuff like that. Rico Leo.
Yeah, we got a new member.
Oh, shoot.
You know what that means.
I better.
Let's get it.
All right,
Real
Chris, take over.
Outdoors. Thank you very much for becoming a member. We greatly appreciate it. And we even more greatly appreciate
Look at the chat.
You are making Packy juggle. I mean, come on. Give the people what they want.
Listen, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
I'll handle the show while you go get your oranges to juggle.
All right. I'm going. I hate all of you guys.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't mean that.
I love you all, especially our new.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some people that have backers, but I mean, it's usually a personal thing and that, you know, you don't really ask people about. So
it's usually not talked about too often.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm not really going around talking about money with everyone. So
I have a backer for like some events, like house shot events, but it's more just like I'm at an event and a guy invited me to, and it's his team event. He's like, "Oh, you want to get in brackets? I'll put you in." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." Never bowled here before, but it's not like a consistent thing. But guys definitely do. I just don't know who it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, I know a couple, but I don't feel like that is information that I should share. I feel like that is their business, and yeah, I'm going to leave it to them.
I think you should leave a comment down below if you think Brad and Kyle should back the whole house for free.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to comment yes.
That's what I think, boys. Here you go. Here's your juggling. New members, boys. New members.
Hey, don't give me too much. Don't give me too much.
Who's backers on tour? Let me see. Let's see what we got. Do you think they will ever rework the Hall of Fame, kind of like baseball? Throwing bowling writers and players voting on a ballot.
We actually had a pretty hefty discussion. I don't know what I just said. Discussion?
Yeah,
I don't know what I said, but it wasn't discussion. We had a pretty long discussion with a couple of the bowlers when we were in Jonesboro, actually, last
2
year.
years ago? Last year.
Yeah, before COVID. Yeah, we went there, right? Before COVID? Yeah. And
I think I was there with you, talking with Stu.
Yeah, talking with Stu. And like we had a pretty long conversation about how it just kind of, I think it needs to be changed up. It needs to be reworked a little bit to where like certain people that are really good may not get in because they don't have like the bare minimum criteria, but every bowler on tour that you would ask, they would say that, yes, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But just because of like they're one title short or, you know, a major short, that they're not going to be able to get in. So it's like, we understand that there are minimum requirements, but at the same time, like I guess maybe there could be a vote to kind of ex-nay that, I guess you would say. Like if you get such a big vote, then you don't need that requirement or something like that. But
like, who would you say is a player that would fit in that category? Like Ryan where Schaefer. They had that. I mean, that's the obvious one. Like Ryan Schaefer is the guy that's made 50 plus TV shows, or close to 50 TV shows.
He made 64 TV shows, I believe is the number.
64 TV shows. He's got what, like 5 titles?
Honestly, I'm not sure the number, but he's not
a million second places.
Because he doesn't have it, but he has made 64 TV shows over a pretty long career, ton of second places. I mean, you would ask all of the guys on tour, they're putting him in the Hall of Fame, but he's not going to be able to at the current moment because he doesn't have the 10 titles.
Yeah, I might even say, so who would be another guy outside? Like Schaefer's the obvious one that I think should be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, he doesn't bowl on tour anymore, so he won't get there, at least into the regular Hall of Fame. Do you think anybody else kind of fits in that category? Dropped one. Sorry.
I don't know. That would have to be something I would have to really think about.
Like right now, I don't know if Dom Barrett's ineligible, but if Dom Barrett never won another title and he's ineligible right now, I think he would qualify in my mind as like Hall of Fame.
Eligible because he has 2 majors.
He does have 2 majors?
Yeah, he won the World Championships. And
I know he won the U.S. Open. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got 2. I think he's eligible.
I think Rhino's that guy for me. Where like, I think he's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's got the U.S. Open. He doesn't have any other majors, and he's got like 7 or 8 titles. So for me, he's that guy where I'm like, I think over the course of the years, I don't think he was ever like the absolute best bowler on tour, but I think there was a stretch where he was definitely one of the best lefties, if not the best lefty.
Yeah, like it's so hard for lefties because there's some weeks that you just pack it up and you got to come back next week. So that's the hard part.
I think back when he was bowling too, like when he was bowling in prime time Rhino, I think there might have been even a year where the left side wasn't really there.
Oh yeah,
he's doing his best, grinding week in, week out, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Someone just said Simonelli in the chat.
Yeah, Simonelli. He's come out.
I've had this conversation with him actually. Yeah,
he's come out and said the only reason that he keeps bowling is because he wants, obviously because he loves it, but also because he wants. The only goal for him from here on out is not to pay the bills because he's got a job, but it's because he just wants to win he wants to win enough titles, either 1 major or 2 more titles, I think is his number where he can get in.
How did that not hook?
That's ace, baby.
How awkward was that for Belma? Like how awkward did that have to be? Like nice bowling?
Like
good as he's shot still sitting in the there 10th? Like, how did that not hook? How did that not hook?
And you're like, I guess picking up the trophy.
Bowling. Yeah, it's like I mean,
do I get it now?
Yeah, it's like I'll just say congrats next week when I see you, or like, is this not a good time?
Practice session next week. I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, it's like it could be a little awkward.
It's a good one. Who's the most unsocial person in the house? I'll say it with my chest, but I'll wait for your answer first.
My guess would be, from an outside point of view, it's probably Mitch. I would think. But
that was my answer.
Yeah, but I think like when we're together, he's not really like antisocial. He's just more like, yeah, I mean, it's probably him. Anyway, but it's probably him. But it's not like he doesn't speak to us when we're hanging out. He's just like more social around his friends than he is anyone else.
Yeah, I think it's just Mitch. I think he just doesn't talk a lot to the people he doesn't really know super well. And so for us, he's normal. But like if a fan was to go up to him, he might not talk quite as much as a guy like Brad. Like a guy like Brad would like come up to you, talk to you.
Brad
he'd be like, "Hey man, thanks for coming out."
Yeah,
I don't know if you know who I am. I have a players committee. Brad Cobb.
He actually gives you the bracelet when you come in to check in for the tournament. Make sure you got the right wristband on.
Exactly. Yo, 2 a.m. Staying up late.
2 a.m.
Guys, we got some diehard fans here.
I don't know if you haven't gone to sleep yet or if you've already woken up, but either way.
We need an answer.
Crazy.
Can you juggle 5 bowling balls? No way. I don't know a person that can do that. And I don't watch anymore, but I used to watch some juggling videos. 3 is a lot. Like these guns can't. These rubber band guns, they can't They can't do the whole bowling ball thing.
Balls would be hard.
Yeah, I can definitely juggle too. I need to get some 6-pound balls. Like I need to borrow some 6-pound balls and like practice, because I think that'd be like a cool thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could see 6-pound balls, but I'm thinking like trying to juggle like 15-pound balls.
Like I can juggle basketballs, so it's not the like size of them,
Not the size,
but when
it's
not the like size, it's the fact that you have to move it like underneath another one so quickly, and with a 15-pound ball, it just, you know,
and it's not
I'm not the Rock. Let's just put it that way.
Not nearly as grippy.
No, you can't create a membership level for that. I'm not willing to risk those. Yeah,
level 10.
Yeah, level 10. We only offer 3 memberships, so we'll say 4 for now.
Yes. Me.
Same. I didn't know. Oh, Brad and Kyle in that house.
Yo.
So they can comment, but they can't join. Whatever.
Weird.
Weird.
Weird. You notice they're not a member?
Absolute disrespect on the membership.
Interesting.
Oh my
Interesting.
God. Yeah, I mean, if anybody was to be a member, I would hope it would be them. But I get it if they don't want to support themselves. I get it.
Yeah. Weird. Kind of weird, to be honest. You know, I guess we just need to move on. Don't need to give them the spotlight here.
Yeah, we don't need to give them the spotlight here. So anyway, moving on from that topic, we got next week's topic on board.
Yeah.
How do we get Brad and Kyle to become members of the channel?
We'll figure it out one day.
Question for Iceland guy. I don't even know what that is.
I don't either, but it sounds like a landmark is what it sounds like.
Sounds like it. How about a YouTube bowler tournament, pros only? What an idea that would be.
That would be a fantastic idea.
Maybe one of these days we can execute on one of these good ideas.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days.
Man, COVID would have been so perfect, but not everyone had like the ability to get in a bowling alley. But
even with all those guys being pros, like we just didn't have access.
I mean, we could have, but we literally would have had to drive to be together. Like we would have had to meet somewhere. And
yeah, it was
at that
COVID.
point in time,
So
COVID. So
yeah. What's the link to the membership, you ask? Everybody, link down below. Tier 2, we give away a bowling ball every month. Tier 1, you get some cool badges next to your name. You get some cool stuff like that. I think you get early access to a video every once in a while.
Access to the Discord.
Access to our group chat, which is the Discord. You can feed us questions in there, and usually there's more guys than just me and Chris. Usually BJ's decently active in there. Mikey's decently active in there. Brad and Kyle are about to become members of our channel. Yeah, but link to the membership down below. You can select the join, or just go to our YouTube homepage, and there should be a join link there as well. Not a link, but like a button. But there is a link down below in the description. And yeah. Chris, how does it feel to be the second hottest bowler? Okay.
I mean, you know, someone's got to be the second. You know, Packy's.
If I would listen with the headband and the hair, I'm not sure that I would fall to the second category. I'm not even sure I'd fall within the top 10.
I mean,
all I know is
number 1.
You're right. You're top 2. We are top 2. All I'm saying is, if I was to pick a hottest bowler in the house, you'd have to become a member for me to get you the answer.
It's definitely
now that you guys had me juggling these oranges, I just had to eat them.
Yeah. Hopefully, no one else becomes a member.
They'll be juggling like tiny little orange slices. Joe, Packy, can you tell the story about when you said the 4-game house record at Royal Crest? I don't know if I did. I assume I did, but
What'd you shoot?
1155, maybe. I shot 67, 1160 or 1156.
Is that the one you had? I thought that was the one you had. Like, didn't you have 900 for 3 at one point in time?
That was at North Rock. Yeah. This time I was bowling a doubles tournament with Mitch, and it was crazy. I actually came up to him after practice, and I was like, I threw the black quantum. I threw the black rhino. Which one looks better? I don't know which one. They both look good. Because it was one of those times, like in practice, you strike like 5 shots in a row with each ball, and you're like, I don't know which one looks better. He's like, go with the black quantum, give it a little bit of loft. And I was like, okay. And I started off like a bunch of strikes, spare, bunch of strikes, 267. And then I go 300 the next game, 300 the game after that. And after that one, I again run the front 10, and I end up shooting 289. So it was 1156 for 4. And yeah, honestly, like that's one of those times I was ready to throw the rhino. Probably all Mitch. Like that was, I'm putting 50% on me, 50% on Mitch. And Mitch was averaging like 230. So for our doubles tournament, there was like absolutely zero pressure because Mitch is averaging 230. I'm like, I got a good look. And then after that, it was like cruise to victory. But yeah, that was, it's crazy when those things happen. It's how like you look back and you're like, I don't remember any of those shots except like maybe a messenger 7. But
yeah, because I've started 2 blocks in the last 3 months. Open. 2 4-game blocks I've started in the last 3 months. Open, and I've had 1082 and 1078.
So the key is to start open. Yeah. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, for sure.
I
felt like I like struck nonstop, and you beat those by 80.
I mean, you go spare to start.
If I go spare to start, I get 20
you
more.
You got an 11 piece. Yeah, that is crazy. How you start? I used to, when Chuck was out on tour my first year, he was like, I feel like every time you miss a spare, you double. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I feel like I need it. I feel like I need to make up for the missed spare. And it was only like the first couple of events. And then I just convinced myself that every time I miss a spare, I double. And like, it just started happening all the time. I was like, it's sometimes you got to miss a spare if you want to start striking, Chuck.
Or it's like you miss a spare, like, that's cool, I'll double.
Watch this. Check these next 2 out. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, cave in the big 4. Sick.
Yo, new member.
That's 2 new members. You gave me some great advice for my first USBC doubles tournament, and we did well and even beat some PBA members. That's sick. USBC doubles tournaments. USBC runs great tournaments, whether it's state, local, national ones are great. I always bowl state, local, and the national event just because I'll even bowl some like local events that aren't necessarily directly in Wichita. Yeah. Just because they're always fun. You know, as a PBA guy, you bowl a lot of times in a lot of serious environments, and it's nice to go bowl like a 4-man or 5-man team event where you can just like hang out with your friends. I don't drink when I bowl, but hang out with your friends, maybe play like a card game based on your strikes and stuff like that. Just keep it fun. But that's awesome. Glad me or somebody else could give you some great. Maybe it's Chris, maybe it's Brad and Kyle. I'm glad we could give you some advice to help you out, strike a little bit, and have some fun.
For sure.
That's a different one, but I'll get back to that later. Recommend a one-handed to try to stop spinning the ball. Gotten slightly better trying to keep my hand flat, but I can't hook it anything more than 3 or 4 boards. Chris?
One-hander to try to stop spinning the ball like a top. Yeah, I would definitely work like one-step drills, no-step drills, something like that, and grab a lighter ball that you can get your hand in, whether it be a house ball or whatever it is, and just really work on trying to stay behind the ball and a little bit more underneath of it. Try to get that thumb to come out first and then let it roll off the fingers. So, I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people feel like they have to use their elbow to hook it. And really, it's just trying to get your hand a little more behind the ball and underneath the ball a little bit more. So
I 100% agree.
It's easier to do those drills with a lighter ball. So
when I was trying to teach myself how to bowl one-handed, I'm still trying to teach myself how to bowl one-handed. But when I was like doing it, because I know one day I'm going to be 55 and I'd still like to bowl league and average 220 or 2-0 and not be able to probably throw the ball two-handed as well as I used to. So I need a backup plan, but I use it like a 10-pound. I literally use a 10-pound house ball and just practice getting my hand underneath and creating some rev rate, probably 300, but a rev rate that'll be able to keep up. What's y'all's league average, Chris?
Don't bowl league. Haven't bowled league in 3 or 4 years. 3 years.
I do bowl league, and I believe I just crossed the 240 mark. Went through a rough patch there. Shot a couple 650s. But I've been pre-bowling a lot because like right before we went out there, I pre-bowled. Our league, like a couple people got sick in the first couple weeks, so my whole team decided we were just going to go on our own and pre-bowl. So that was, at least we got the league atmosphere all bowling together. But I think this year I'm averaging like 240. Last year was like 248. League's easy when you throw it hard and straight on the left side.
Yeah, I think I was in like the 243-ish range when I bowled league.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm now bowling with a guy, Brent Bowers, super good bowler. You know him. And he actually, he shot 899 this year. And he's now actually, he was playing hard and straight. And now he's like, I'm bowling the Masters and US Open. He's committed to it every year, or USBCs and the Masters. And he's committed to like improving his game and moving away from the hard and straight, expanding his tools. And last week, on Tuesday this week, he shot like 650 and everyone's like, what's up with Brent? And I'm like, I can visibly see him actively throwing it from 20 to like 8, trying to learn how to not throw it 18 miles an hour, 19 miles an hour off his, on the monitor, it's 19, it's 18 and a half.
Off his hand.
So it's like 21, 22 off his hand. And he's like, I lose all accuracy. I need to learn how to hook it. So if it's not hard and straight, I can still play. So he was a good youth bowler, but it's cool to see somebody try and like reinvent their game and work on some new tools.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about an adult 3-man league where point system is like high school? My high school point system was league format, like totals, and then your total.
Yeah, ours was just total.
So you just get 1 point or not?
Yeah, you just win your match or you lose it. Like
ours was
you bowled 2 singles games and then 4 bakers, and you just add up all the pins. If you had more pins, you win. If you didn't, you did.
Yeah, I think ours was 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 3 points. So it would add for like maybe it was 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 2 points. I don't even remember, but I know it was not based off individual at all. So I think it just depends on your league and what high school, what state you go to.
Yep.
What do you guys do in your free time during the off season? This. Yeah. I play some disc golf. That's kind of what I've gotten into. I've slowly gotten into that. Got a couple buddies out here, but what do you do? You play golf?
Regular golf. Yeah. I play a lot, especially with Mikey now that we live close. I got quite a few golf courses around here. So yeah, playing a lot of golf. I mean, but obviously like we got the shop now too. So, always got to be in there, making sure things are running smoothly and everything is in order. So.
All right. I think we're almost out of time here. We'll answer a couple more and then pop out, but it's definitely been a good stream so far. A lot of good questions. Nick, we do need an update from Nick on his league set. Let me text him. I saw that earlier in the chat. What is the key to maintaining a 240 plus league average? Chris?
Striking 9 times a game. I mean, it's so hard because it's averaging 240 is a lot. It's just, I don't know. You find a ball that matches up to the center, and typically it's going to look good, whether it's a couple boards left or right here and there from week to week, just the minor changes. But yeah, I mean, obviously if you're averaging 240, you're throwing a lot of strings. And I think the biggest thing, the thing that gets overlooked is managing the not as good games. Like, because I feel like 279, you get the 300s, the 260s, like, they're easy enough to where, I mean,
they're going to happen.
Higher level bowlers, like, they happen, I wouldn't say frequently, but a pretty good amount. But if you can manage the 180s, 190s and get them to like 220s, 2 teens at the worst. Like when I bowled league, my goal was the entire year to never have a game under 200. That was my goal. Like, one, I bowled with my dad, and it was a trios league. Like, I wanted to have fun with my dad, and my whole thing growing up was wanting to bowl league with my dad. And then I started traveling and bowling, all over the place, and got to the point where it's like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. He had some knee issues, so then he really stopped bowling because him and my mom always traveled to watch me. So it was like, we got to the point where I graduated college and I moved back home, and we're like, let's bowl. Like, let's just bowl a league. Don't really care. And it was a pretty competitive league. So at first my competitive juices kind of got the best of me a little bit, but over the course of bowling with him, it got to be a little bit more chill and relaxed and like just there to have fun. But I always had like a goal that I never wanted to have a game below 200. So I think it's managing the bad games is overlooked.
For sure. Yeah, mine was always yours was bad games. Mine was bad week. 650 was like the absolute minimum that I would need to shoot. Like, if I shoot 650, that was a horrible week. But
yeah, I mean, I always felt like mine was 700, but
yeah, I go through some rough stretches.
Well, I mean, everyone does. I mean, not saying I got it all the time, but
yeah, like this year, I'm not sure I've shot anything below like 670, 680 even. I honestly, I think I had 1 week I pre-bowled on the double burn, and I brought clearly the wrong bowling balls. I like show up and they're like, yeah, we don't have any fresh pairs. And I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, it's not a big deal. I got some balls that like, I brought a shiny ball and I was like, no, I'm playing fourth arrow and it hooks everywhere. But for me, it's like making spares is very underrated. Even, because the 210 can be a 220 with a made 7 pin.
And the 190 can be a 210.
And the 190 can be a 210 with, a split conversion or something like that. But when I bowled, I had a year where I averaged like 230 or 225 or something in one of my leagues. In the other league, I was averaging like 245. And the one league, I was like, I'm bringing different balls every week. I'm trying to figure it out. And it's just like, why did I ever switch away from the balls that worked? For me, it was just like being on tour, getting a million balls all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, let me use the new one. Use the same ones that work. Like, find the 2 or 3 that work. And like you said, you're always going to be within a couple boards. It's never going to be like crazy different. And Tanner, we gave him a lesson. He is a lefty. So just stand on the big dot and throw it left.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are we explaining all this to him? Pretty simple.
We shouldn't be. Yeah, disc golf. Come to Maine, you got to check out the courses here. I actually checked out some courses in Connecticut when I went back home, and they got some it's different because in the Midwest, not a lot of woods, not a lot of trees, so it's like pretty wide open. Yeah, super flat, pretty wide open. And then I go to Connecticut, and I'm like literally on a hike, but they've cleared out the trees to the middle or like around the bend to the left, and it was like way different. I was like, oh, like I'm okay. I can shoot about par, maybe a couple under on a good round. And then I go to Connecticut and I'm like, just don't hit the tree right in front of me. Like hit the one like way down there. Don't hit the one right in front of you.
A little closer. Yeah, I've tried to get golf like 4 or 5 times. Not good. It's fun, but I'm not good.
Yeah, and for you, you're super good at regular golf, like good enough to have a good time. Like when I play regular golf, it's like I'll hit one pretty good, and I'm like, I feel like I'm decently athletic. Like I feel like I can do pretty much anything that involves like hand-eye coordination. And then I play golf, and it is just an absolute different story. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Why do I hit one amazing, and the next one is literally dead right and 10 feet? I'm like, I got more ground than the ball, and I don't know how to fix it. So if any of you guys out there give golf lessons, I will trade you golf lessons for bowling lessons.
Perfect.
North Rock story. This is a simple one. Bowled a sweeper the week before. I used my Mastermind Brainiac in the league, and it rolled so bad that I threw it in the trash can, literally in the trash can. And as I left the league, I was like, I should probably take this out. This ball's not that bad. It was when I was a rage monster. But I show up to the sweeper that Friday, like 2 or 3 days later, and take the ball out of my bag, literally have to go throw it on the spinner and like hit it with like a 4,000 pad to get the ketchup off. And I was like, I'm not kidding at all. I like hit it with a 4,000 pad. I'm like, Billy, can I get on the spinner? Like, I just gotta like literally clean my ball off.
Can I also get a sweeper?
Yeah, so I bowled the sweeper, and it's one of those things I was like, all right, like shoot 260 the first game with like spare, using a grudge pearl. And I'm like, this isn't it. Switch to the Brainiac against everything in my mind that told me not to. I was like, I guess I got to throw the ketchup ball. Throw it, strike out that game. And the fill shot, I go back to the grudge, leave a 6-pin, and I'm like, got to throw the Brainiac still. Then I go 300 the next 3. It was just like one of those stories. I was like, I can't believe I threw this ball out. I still don't think I've thrown it since then.
Moral of the story: everyone go put ketchup on all of your bowling balls. That's the key.
The Storm in Brunswick sell ball cleaners, but nothing replaces a nice Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, the whole 57. The whole 57 just gets it done.
Yeah, nothing. Basically, ketchup's better than ball cleaner, straight up. That purple stuff, nothing compared to that red stuff.
Yeah, red stuff, baby. Sponsorships.
You ever see a video of Chris Barnes in a professional putt-putt skins game? Yes. Yeah. Unreal. I've never even seen him play golf. I've only seen him play putt-putt on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I've seen him swing golf club.
I assume he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. I mean, obviously he's had some injuries now with back and hip and
leg.
So,
lay it on him.
No, I mean, like he just can't swing very hard, and he's got the senior game, the short and straight.
Oh my god, yeah, straight up the middle every time, and sometimes he's just old.
Carries it 210. Takes him 3 shots to get to the green. Putt-putt champion, so he usually makes it par. Goes on the next one.
Par on to the next. Storm's next ball sank ketchup. It should be.
Fact.
It should be. Guys, it's obviously ketchup. I mean, I douse my bowling balls in ketchup, my fries in ketchup, my nuggets in ketchup. It is what it is. Ketchup is the answer.
Big honey mustard guy.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's about it.
I think that's about it. That was a good one. Hour 40?
Hour 40. Constantly at about 100 viewers. We had Nick in here early. We got to get that scoring update. I'll post it later. I'm sure he'll post it. I'll just share it on the house page. But yeah, I'm going to go and change my guess to 437.
437.
Yeah, I said 700.
I don't know. He thought he figured it out.
He did. He said 7:14. I bet it's actually pretty close to that. I'm sure he figured it out at the end. But
I don't even remember my guess. What was my guess? 670 something?
You 678?
Yeah, I think that's right.
678.
I'm feeling confident now.
I said 705 was my first guess. I thought that was close. I had more faith in him than he did in himself. But he also left 1,000,000 2 pins and missed the head pin every shot of practice. Happens. But I'm out. I'm gonna go catch the end of the Celtics game. Hopefully they can win. I think they're playing the Raptors. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna catch the end of the Celtics game. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, join our membership and I'll juggle again next time on the stream. Until Thursday or Tuesday, one of the T's will be on.
One of the T's.
One of the T's. Hopefully we get some new guys on here. Yes, it was ketchup. 100% sure, like 1,000% sure.
Watched it. It was actually his ketchup that he threw away, and then he threw his ball onto the ketchup.
I actually put it on the spinner and put ketchup on it.
Yeah. Big bottle of ketchup.
It wasn't the trash can. It was me. But until then, guys, see ya. We out.
Later.